My 10-minute daily marketing plan. Badass pro tip. Michael McLean, nobullbook.com, badassletter.com. The toughest advice for the toughest business men. Out here, 15,000 glorious steps this morning down by the lake. Clifford and I getting our day started on the right foot. Up early, 5:57. Clothes were laid out on the chair beside my bed. Shorts, t-shirt. Downstairs, 2 glasses of water. Splashed some water on my face. Brushed my teeth. Said my prayer beside my bed. That's the first thing I did. Closed my eyes and gave thanks to my Creator. I never ask for anything anymore. I just give thanks to my personal Creator for the year 2022. The greatest time to ever be alive in history is now. Anybody who tells you any different has no clue. It's also, I give thanks to my Creator for being alive and being surrounded, being awash in abundance and opportunity like never before. There are no excuses. There is no shame in being down, but in today's world of abundance and opportunity, there should be great shame in staying down. So, I want to talk about number one topic, that I'll tell you a story to begin with. I was at our family reunion on Saturday, just a simple pool party in a nearby town that Krista and Emery and I attended for Krista's side of the family. Really, really great people, hardworking people. Was at this home with a backyard pool and barbecue and cookout and swimming for the kids. And I had the opportunity, one of the mums and dads came to me and said, would you mind speaking with our son? And his name is Josh, and he's 17 years old. He's a high school quarterback, running back, really good kid, works 40 hours a week in the summer when there's no school, part-time during the school year, plus 4 nights a week of football. So really, really solid kid. 1%er in my book. And his mom and dad came over and talked to me, and they said, he has these entrepreneurial ambitions, which, that my ears perked up, because usually at these events you're talking about the weather or you're talking about politics, you're talking about nothing. So this is definitely, of course, in my wheelhouse. So I was very interested to hear that a 17-year-old is very passionate and driven about running their own company, their own business, creating, building, whatever you want to call it. And so I brought the young man over to the table where I was sitting, and we literally talked about entrepreneurship for the next 2 hours straight. And when it comes to sports, or it comes to business, or it comes to mental toughness, any of that stuff, I can talk about it forever. It's my mission. I cannot not talk about it. I cannot not shut up about it. I cannot shut up about it. It's my passion. It's the same as a great football coach. All they can talk about is football. It's a great father can only talk about family. It's not what you do, it's who you are. So business and entrepreneurship is a big, big part of who I am. The office is never closed in the McLean house. So I had a visit with this young man, and I gave him some ideas. Like these guys are in such a hurry, right? He's 17 years old. He wants to put some money into the market, crypto, all these things, these quick fixes. The world is full of magic pills and quick fixes. So what I talked to him about, I listened to him first about, he's following this guy on TikTok, he's following this guy on Instagram, and he wants to start putting his hard-earned money into, things that he really is not familiar with. They're just popular on anti-social media. So I stopped him dead in his tracks after he had told me about his plans. And I said to him, the most important thing for you to do is, I'll give you two things. Number one is to become a serious student of entrepreneurship. And he was like, okay, what does that mean? And I said, well, look around. I said, at all your 17 and 18-year-old friends, all your teammates, I said, look around and see what everybody else is doing in your age bracket. Doesn't even have to be your age bracket. I said, and then decide once and for all to do the exact opposite. The exact opposite. So I asked him a question. I said, what are your friends doing with their day? And he ran me through it, He says, well, they watch videos, they play video games, they do things on the internet, they sleep, they eat. And he went through the entire list. And I said, okay. I said, you haven't talked to me about physical fitness. You haven't talked to me about reading real books. You haven't talked to me about studying newsletters. And I said, you didn't mention the greatest university, free university on earth, which is YouTube. That can be the ultimate teacher, the ultimate master. It can be used for the most incredible education, free education in any place a person wants to, any industry or anything you want to learn. My God, I was playing tennis the other day, and the guy I was hitting the ball with had taught himself a two-handed backhand on YouTube earlier that day. So there really is unlimited opportunities and education everywhere, and YouTube is one of the best places. So I gave him two guys to follow, not 20. I gave him two men to follow. One of them, of course, is myself, and one other. And then I said, I'll FedEx you a book. So I got a book into his hands. His mother reported this morning or last night that he has read half the book in the first day. And I'm going to put him on my paid subscriber newsletter list. So here's a kid who's going to start reading. He's got newsletters. He's got videos. So my message was, number one, you need to become a serious student of success. He didn't know anything about crypto. He doesn't know anything about real estate. He doesn't know anything about, investing in stocks or bonds or marketing. He doesn't know anything. So he's a blank slate, just like I was. So I told him that, he needs to be investing about 2 to 3, better 4 or 5 hours per day, which he has if he's not on his phone. I said, in being a serious student of what he wants to become, which is an entrepreneur. So, his eyes were as big as saucers, right? But this is a kid I was surprised to see is all in, at least as far as I can see. Everything I told him, he wrote it down. I made him, go and check out that YouTube person. I made him, give me physical address, all this other stuff. So far, so great. Also, the second thing I told him is I said, listen, even though you're only 17 years old, I don't care what business you end up in. He talked about real estate. He talked about, investment in the markets. He talked about starting up a company, a construction company, all these different ideas, which are fantastic. I said, no matter what you decide today, start finding out. I said, build your list and start emailing it every single day. I said, when you decide what business you're going to be in, I said that day, first priority, number one, is start building your list. That's their email, that's their name, that's their physical address, if you can get that. Yes, that's their fax number, all the things that I do and have been doing here since I re-entered the coaching business on American Thanksgiving. I've got your name, I've got your email, I've got you as a YouTube subscriber. Some men, I have their fax number. Some men, I have their physical address. And I said, email them every single day, communicate every single day. So this is groundbreaking for a young guy like that. But it was interesting because the advice that I gave him is the same advice that I'm going to be dispensing in my first ever Michael McLean World Building newsletter, which is coming out this August in a couple of weeks. And if you haven't, subscribed, it's $97 a month, which is pocket change, $3.23 per month. You can correct that mistake by going to badassletter.com. That's badassletter.com. And really, really, really important that you do that. So when you subscribe, I'll ship you your paper and ink newsletter this August. And in my paper and ink newsletter, one of the main topics I'm going to talk about is what I call my 10-minute marketing plan. And it's my daily 10-minute plan that I use in all my businesses. I've used it in my barbershop franchise. I've used it in my hockey business. I've used it in the restaurant business. I've used it in the insurance business. I've used it in the coaching and consulting business. I mean, there's no business I've been in that I haven't used what I call my 10-minute daily marketing plan. And it consists of every single day, that first hour that I use for marketing, after I walk, I read, and then I dedicate an hour to marketing. Well, what do you think I do in that first hour? The number one thing is I take this daily video that I shoot you on my broken iPhone and I send it to Mark Andre, because I don't do any of the technology stuff. All I do is shoot this. I'm basically done with my phone until the next day. The only thing I use this phone for is for shooting these videos. I do it all by myself. I don't have anybody that helps me. I don't use a script. I get up, I walk, and I talk. I get up, I walk, and I talk. And I take you on what I consider a mini adventure around the lake. If we're in Naples, it's a mini adventure down around the neighborhood. And I've done these videos consistently for 220, 23, 24 days. I've never missed a single day. Didn't matter that it was snowing. Didn't matter that it was unbelievably warm. Didn't matter that it was raining out. Didn't matter that I was ill with the flu. It didn't matter. I just shot one every single day. So I haven't missed since I launched Badass Millionaire on Thanksgiving. But you'll notice, if you've been on my list for a while, I sent my first welcome reintroduction soft email on Thanksgiving Day back in November. Hang on, pal, hang on. And I hadn't emailed my list in 4.5 years, since I had semi-retired from coaching, semi-retired from business. My list had sat dormant for 4 years at least. So when I reintroduced myself on Thanksgiving Day back in November, there hasn't been a single day. Okay, buddy, hang on. No, sorry, my fault. I'll get you here. This is a skill I have now where I can put the collar back on Cliffy and never have it affect my video. Well, maybe it affects the video, but so what have I done since Thanksgiving Day? I've sent you an email every single day, never missed, and I've sent you a video, which isn't necessarily necessary. The key component is I've communicated with you every single day. If I was an entrepreneur and I wasn't confident or I didn't like video, I wouldn't do video. The key is to send one email every single day to your list. Who's on your list? Your list is clients, it's prospects, it's people of influence, people that can refer things to you. That's your list, and you build it every day. My list grows 16, 17, 18 people come to my list every single day. So it's really a complete and total marathon. And same with building a YouTube channel. I just started on YouTube, I don't know, maybe 90 days ago. And I've got 400 subscribers. I get just a handful of people following me every single day. And basically, you know, in 90 days, I've got 400 plus whatever. I have one of my videos that has over 13,000 views, so I'm starting to get there. But it's going to take me a couple of years to build a real YouTube following. But how am I doing all this? I'm doing this all by sending an email every day. The video's a plus. Most people don't send a video a day. It's not their thing, but video is my thing. So that's my advice to this young man. Start building your list, whatever business you're in, and start communicating, sending an email every single day. So that's what I'm going to break down in this August newsletter, World Building newsletter. I'm going to show you how I get up every day, 7 days a week, and write these emails. Because, oh, Michael, I can't send an email. I'm in the flooring business, or I'm in the car wash business, or I'm in the insurance business. Well, when I was in the insurance business, I sent emails for 17 and a half years without missing a day. And that's how you sell $155 million in products and services. I communicated every day. I was a welcome guest. I was a welcome friend in their inbox. I wasn't directly selling anything. I was talking about interesting things. I was sharing my personality, sharing my ideas, sharing some value, sharing some content. It could be something as simple as a Merry Christmas, to a Happy Thanksgiving, to some football talk, baseball talk, even dabbled in a little bit of politics, and I shared family vacations and challenges I was going through and all these different things. So basically, you build your list and you create and grow a relationship. You don't have it at the start. When I started sending these videos on Thanksgiving, I was reintroducing myself to my list. So every day I'm earning your attention. Every day I'm building our relationship. I want to be a welcome guest in your life. I don't want to be an annoying pest. I'm not on here, buy this, do this, do this. I'm just on here telling you what I do through my hard-earned experience. I share with you my failures, my embarrassments, my disappointments, my victories, and I give you an option for thinking differently. Well, that's what my newsletter does. It's going to give you an option for thinking differently, but I'm going to teach you the know-how. So that's the advice I gave young Josh. Whatever you decide to get into, start building your list from day one and start communicating and emailing with that list every single day. I have lots of men who say, how do you do your videos and all this other stuff? Well, you don't need to do a video like I do. That's my thing. But an email a day, a short email a day, friendly, checking in, that's all that you need to do. But I'm going to show you how the software I use, I'm going to actually go into how I do shoot the videos, what I use, how I shoot these by myself, a little bit of what Mark Andre does. But most importantly, I'm going to talk about two things: how I get a person's email, how I get their fax number, how I get their physical address, and also how I write these emails. I call them personality emails, conversational emails. It's all personality marketing. So that's going to be in this August newsletter. And I haven't talked about this. I haven't talked about this since I've returned, and I'm saving it for my subscribers. So if you want to discover how I do this, how I build my list, how I email and send a video every day, subscribe at badassletter.com. The deadline is coming up. I'm going to cut this off in a few days because the newsletter will go to print the first day of August. So you don't have any time. And the free bonuses, I'm going to cut those off as well. So right now, you get one of these amazing badass t-shirts for free. You get a physical copy of my old out-of-print book, my insurance book, How to Not Get Your Ass Kicked in Business or in the insurance business. You get access to me by mail or fax. You get to join our online forum, locker room. No, it's not through social media or Facebook, and these kind of things. So those are also going to disappear. So for 97 bucks, that's $3.23 a day. Like, are you a contender or a pretender? When it comes to, that's cup of coffee cost. That's a sugar drink. So are you serious? Are you a serious student like I told this young man to be? Or are you just gonna sit here and watch free videos? Like, the more you invest in yourself, like, you can't, people talk about investments and I'm a big real estate guy. I get it. I'm a big investment guy. And none of those things, not one of those things has ever come close to the return on investment I've got from the 17 newsletters that I subscribe to, the hundreds of books that I read, the thousands of books I have in my library, the seminars I've attended, the $30,000 masterminds I've been part of. All those things have been 100x for me. 100x return on investment when I invest in myself. Things like, stocks and real estate, they don't even come close. There's no greater investment than investing in yourself. I've been a hardcore 100x investor for the last, 30 years. I've been nonstop reading, studying, attending this event, listening to this podcast, buying this book, listening to this speaker, studying this coach, whatever. 100x. So that's it. That's what I'm going to be talking about in my first ever August newsletter. How to build your list in any business, how to communicate and email that list every single day. And I'll tell you right now, if you discover how to do this, it takes me 10 minutes a day, 5 to 10 minutes a day to write that email. You get really good if you use my blueprint. And I'm telling you right now, business trickles in 365. Every time I send an email, I sell a handful of books. Every time I send an email, I sell a few guys in a mastermind. Every time I send a video email, I sell some swipe files. Every time I send a video email, it just goes on and on. I sell some coaching programs. So you literally can press send and train and transform your entire business life. It's really that simple if you know how to do it. And by the way, most people have no clue how to do any of this the right way. I'll teach you that this August. That's it. Sign up at badassletter.com. Remember to do what I do personally, is to tell the people in your life that mean the most, your secret weapon wife, your son, your daughter, I don't care what age they are. You make sure that before the sun sets every single day, you look them in the eye and you thank them and you tell them how much that you love and appreciate them. Also, you can surprise them sometimes. You can send your wife or your daughter or your son a text and tell them how you appreciate them. You can pick up the phone and actually call them. If your children are away at university or college or living in another country, sit down and write a letter, type out a letter, and pop it in the mail or FedEx it to them. It's going to be a game changer. You have no idea what they're going through. You have no idea what's on their mind. You have no idea the pressure they're under. You need to keep your children close, whether they're 5 years old or they're 25 years old. You can't keep them close enough. I've worked with this age group for 20 plus years, and I've seen a lot of difficult stuff for parents to deal with. But the number one piece of advice is tell them every damn day how much they mean to you. When I was leaving this morning, I had my 2 glasses of water. I threw on my 25-pound rucking vest. But before I went out the door, I took 2 of those recipe cards that I have, 2 of those white recipe cards that I write my aha ideas on when I'm reading. And I just took 2 or 3 minutes and I wrote a card to my daughter, Emery, and I wrote a card to my wife, Krista. And what did I write on the 2 cards? I put the things that I appreciate them. So on Emery's, I wrote that I said you're smart, you're brave, you're kind, you're generous, you're hardworking, you're determined, you're relentless, and I'm your proud father. I love you, and I thank you for being such a great, great kid. And that's how she starts her day when she opens up her book this morning. That's what she has waiting for her in it. And for Krista, I left it on the counter in the kitchen, where I just thanked her for her continued love and support of me. Endless. She is my ride or die queen. Ride or die queen. She goes through a lot living with somebody like me, where nothing is good enough, where the standards are incredibly high. I've got the dreamer's disease. She knows that. She signed up for that stuff. She doesn't complain. But it's really nice for your ride or die partner to hear how much you appreciate and love them, and thank them for their love and support. Because I'm pretty sure you're a son of a bitch to live with. I know I was. I know my dad is. And these people need to be appreciated. They need to be told how much you love them. And sometimes you do it with words, but sometimes sit down and write a card. Sometimes put a post-it note on the bathroom window. Leave something in their car or vehicle. Put a little note in their lunch kit. And keep your children close. Know their friends. Talk to their friends. Invite their friends over. Question. What are you doing? Where are you going? What do you do? Who are your parents? What are your goals? Where are you going to school? What sports do you play? Question. You know what? You want to overdo that stuff. You want to be the parent that's an ally. They don't need another fucking friend. They don't need a friend. They need an ally in their father. Somebody who's got their back 200% of the time. Not a popularity contest. My job is to raise my daughter. Period. My job is to raise an alpha female. That's my job, period. My job is not to be father of the year. My job is not to be her buddy. My job is not to be her texting friend. My job is to raise a determined, honest, loyal, high character, hardworking girl. That's my job. And I take it very, very seriously. I don't have any special recipe. My special recipe is 2 words. Be there. Be there. And how do you spell love? You spell love by what you do tonight before the sun sets. T-I-M-E, time. I talked about picking up my daughter in the plane the other day, and guys are like, that's fantastic memories. I wish I had more money to do things. Are you fucking crazy? Time has nothing to do with money. Time has to do with going out on the lawn and shutting off that goddamn phone and tossing the ball around, or sitting down and making a campfire some Friday or Saturday night, or taking them for a drive, or taking your son or daughter out for breakfast or lunch or dinner. How about going for a walk? When you go for a walk on the weekends, why are your son and daughter not invited? What about a weekly night with your son or daughter where they get to pick? Go to a restaurant, go to a movie, go for a walk. You don't have to spend any money. They don't want your money. Your children don't want your money. They want your time, regardless of what they do say. They want you to be there. They want you to give their most valuable resource to them. T-I-M-E. That's how we spell love. So don't make excuses about money, and I wish I could take them here. They don't need any more of that. Our children today, in today's world, they're soft as shit as it is. They don't need any more of that stuff. They need time, they need discipline, they need boundaries, and they need you to be there all the time. They need an ally, not another friend. They have enough friends. They have enough fake in their life. They need authenticity. They need honesty. They need consistency. And they need a king in their family and in their life to lead them. That's it. Badassletter.com, nobullbook.com. 2 words that changed my life. 2 words that can change your life. Be relentless.